Hey now, hey. All right, we're going to try this thing one more time. I've tried to post this video 3 different times, and it's just been one thing after another, but we're here. So real quick, let's talk about assisted living facilities in the state of Texas and sprinkler systems and attics, requirements that are changing, and how to ensure that the fire protection company you hire knows what regulations to pull if they're going to install sprinkler systems for a new facility, and even if you're going to get your attic outfitted to meet the regulation due by 8/31/2024. So real quick, back in 2021, Health and Human Services adopted new Texas Administrative Code regulation, which is specific to assisted living facilities, Chapter 553. And in that update, it required attics to have sprinkler systems if there's a gas furnace in the attic. Okay, so existing providers had up until 2024. Providers who were already preparing for licensure but hadn't gotten their license yet had up until a certain amount of time before they had to have the sprinkler system installed in the attic during the initial licensing. Okay, so it hadn't been up until recently, though, that the life safety surveyors from Health and Human Services have been pushing those requirements. Okay, so this is how it works. Health and Human Services has the Texas Administrative Code, which is codified by our legislature. They put these rules in place a lot of times due to lobbying, sometimes due to disgruntled people who have been served by assisted living facilities, however it comes. But our state legislature puts these rules in place. Health and Human Services adopts them, sends out information to providers. Okay, so not only do we have the Texas Administrative Code you have to follow, but life safety surveyors also have to follow the NFPA 101. Okay, these are things that you need to know if you are getting a facility ready. All right. So with that being said, life safety surveyors are now looking for new facilities that are becoming licensed now to already have sprinkler systems in the attic. Existing providers have until 8/31/2024, right? That's type A, type B, small, and large, okay? All right? So if you are new to the industry, or if you're an existing provider and you're having to find a company to come and do the work that's due by 8/31/2024, what you want to make sure is that the fire protection company understands, yes, they have to follow their own standards, okay? The NFPA 13, 13D, 13R. And if you saw my post from the other day, the NFPA 13, 13D, and 13R are basically sprinkler systems based on the type of dwelling that you have, okay? All right. So if you're in a residential, you are likely going to have a 13R or a 13D, depending upon if it's a single use or a multi-use dwelling. 13s are typically for commercially zoned facilities. Okay. All right. Now, with that being said, most companies understand that. They understand the 13, they understand 13R, they understand 13D. But there are also other NFPA codes that have to be followed, okay? NFPA 25 and then NFPA 101. And the one thing that I'm noticing with the fire protection companies is that they're following NFPA 25, 13, 13R, 13D, whatever may have you. They're not following the NFPA 101 chapters on care homes and other boarding home types, which assisted living facilities fall under for the NFPA Life Safety Code 101. Okay, so with that being said, I want you to know a couple things. One, when you're interviewing the fire protection companies to install a sprinkler system and a fire alarm, okay, fire sprinkler, and we're not talking about outside, we're talking about inside, okay? When you're doing that, you want to know that they understand not just NFPA, which is National Fire Protection Association, 13, 13R, and 13D, which is dependent upon what type of facility you have. But they also are aware of the NFPA 101 Chapter 32 requirements. Okay. There are other chapters as well, 19, I believe, that also have to be followed, but that's for a specific type. But the Texas Administrative Code explains all of this information. Okay. So you need to go in to these conversations with the understanding that I need to ask about, are they following the NFPA 13R, 13D, or 13, depending upon what type of facility I have. Okay. Are they following the NFPA 101, which is the Life Safety Code, which is what Health and Human Services life safety surveyors use? Okay. And then, are they aware that I have to have a sprinkler system if I have a gas furnace in my attic? Okay. Now, there have been some questions about whether you do a dry system in your attic or a wet system in your attic. And to be honest, that depends on the company that you've hired, whether or not they're willing to do a wet system in the attic. Wet sprinkler systems in the attic means that the sprinkler heads in the attic that are surrounding the furnace are tied into the fire stack and the piping that has been installed in the home. So if a fire were to break out, water would go into the attic. Okay. And those pipes in the attic also have to be insulated, because if we have a freeze, they may in fact burst. Okay. So these are things that you have to think about as you are installing. Am I going to use the wet system? What are my risks for a wet system in the attic if I have a gas furnace? If I'm not going to use a wet system, am I going to convert the furnace to electric, which can be quite expensive as well? Or am I going to use a dry system, which can be very expensive? Okay. So these things need to be answered and talked through with the companies that you hire. Okay. So again, you want to make sure that when you're hiring a fire protection company who's going to install your sprinkler system into your assisted living facility, that you, one, are going to ask them, what type of sprinkler system am I going to have? 13D, 13R, or 13? And again, 13D is a standard sprinkler design focused on 1 and 2 family dwellings and manufactured homes. 13R is a standard sprinkler design focused on low-rise residential occupancies and multi-family dwellings. And 13 is standard of sprinkler systems typically used in commercially zoned facilities. Okay. You also are going to want to make sure that they understand that your sprinkler system has to be inspected, tested, and maintained according to the NFPA 25. Okay. They also have to understand that the system has to meet the NFPA 101, which is the Life Safety Code, okay? Particularly Chapter 32, all right? Now, if you want to go look up this information for yourself and get guidance on it, you would go to the Texas Administrative Code, because it tells you which specific NFPA guidance that you should be using, okay? So if you are opening up a new facility and it's a Type A, then you will look at Texas Administrative Code 553.215. If you are opening up a small B, you're going to look at 553.225. Okay. And for the purposes of this video, most of my clients are small residential types. I'm only going to mention those. If you have a larger facility, you will be able to go and look up their information as well. And I'll drop information in the chat so that you can kind of understand what you need to do from there. Okay. With that being said, do your homework on the companies that you are hiring. The company that I encountered the other day with a client, it was very disheartening to have conversations with that particular company and their leadership. So I was trying to explain what the needs were, what the life safety surveyor would require, and also providing regulation. And the company, the leadership, they weren't having it. They were like, well, you're trying to get us to do this, and you want us to do things for free, and you're saying this and you're saying that. And I'm like, I'm not saying anything. These aren't Ashley's rules. I'm not coming up with this information arbitrarily. It's actually on record, okay? So one thing that you need to be prepared for is to at least have enough education to say, this is what I have to have. I may not understand all of the particulars. I may not understand the minutia, and I may not understand how the bread is prepared in the back or baked. But I do know I need these things, okay? Come back to this video. I'll drop links in the chat. You can also go back to my post the other day where I posted 2 pictures. They're actually from my handbook, Preparing for Life Safety Certification, okay? It's module 1 of a 3 handbook series that helps you open up your facility. But I posted it because people are going into these situations unaware. They have no idea what they're supposed to be getting. They're going and finding a company. The company is saying, oh, you need this, this, and this in order to get licensed. And the clients are rolling with it. But a part of your purpose is to be the educated party, so that when you open up your facility, you know what's going on in your building. You understand the nuts and bolts. You understand how the wheels are turning and how the cogs are moving. That's your responsibility, okay? So I'll drop some links in the chat. Be careful with the companies that you choose. Ask questions. Ask them what their completion framework looks like. Ask for referrals, okay? Definitely ask for referrals. Ask to speak to someone who's worked with this company. Ask to speak to someone in your area who has worked with this company. Because some companies work all over Texas, or they have certain areas that they'll work in, and they'll open up and try a new area, but they don't understand how the fire marshal works in that local in that location. Or if it's multiple cities, they don't understand that this city may require this city may require that, but ultimately, does it meet the Health and Human Services requirements, okay? So do your homework, ask for referrals, ask your colleagues, ask people in the industry, who did you use? How did you feel about them? What type of work did they do? What was their time frame of completion? Because that's the other thing. I have a client who went with a provider. It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years for them to complete her fire sprinkler system. Something that genuinely should take no more than 6 months. Okay? Now, that's not saying sometimes things aren't delayed, but it shouldn't take you 2 years to get a sprinkler system installed into your facility. Okay? No. So, do your homework. Find good, reputable companies. I'm not a person that recommends these companies. And the reason I don't recommend these companies is due to the inconsistency that I found, where some companies will do really good work and then they'll not do such good work. So they'll start out strong, but they don't finish that way. And with that being said, I will say there is one company that I have not seen fail my client, and they've worked with him over 20 times. And that's L&M Fire. Again, this is not a recommendation. It is a company that I have seen do really good work, and also they will get you past life safety code. Okay. So that is a option. Please do your homework. Ask for referrals, even from this company. Again, it is not a recommendation. It is simply an acknowledgement of this particular company and the work that they have done. Okay. L&M Fire. They're located here in North Texas. Locke Tran is the representative that I've had the most interaction with, and he's been really forthright with information and giving details about what he's doing to help clients understand what they're stepping into. Again, Ashley is not recommending L&M Fire. I am saying they are a company who has done the work and I have not seen any issues in terms of their work passing life safety. Okay. All right. So with that being said, I'll drop some links in the chat. I'm going to post this to my YouTube. I'll post this to LinkedIn. It'll forever be on this page as long as Facebook doesn't take me down. All right. Use this to your advantage. Make sure that you understand what you are stepping into. A lot of people who are coming into this business just don't fully understand the gravity of what is required to even get licensed. Okay. And so I'm here. My main goal here is to ensure that providers know what they're stepping into. They have resources, they have compliance assistance, and they're not stepping into this blindly. There are a lot of people selling courses. There are a lot of people telling you you can make $150,000 the first year. You just follow our simple steps. And that's great. Go do those things if that's what you want to do. But if you're going to step into this industry, know what you are getting into. Understand the requirements that are going to be held by surveyors, by Health and Human Services, and prepare yourself so that when you are encountering them, you don't feel dumbfounded or you don't feel shocked about the things that are being required. Okay. My name is Ashley Austin Hill. I am a former Health and Human Services surveyor who has been operating a compliance consultant agency, organization, business, however you want to describe us, but our main focus has always been to advocate for the advocates. All right. So the people that I serve are the people that are serving the people. All right. So the providers, my clients, the people that I've served and I've helped, those are my babies. Those are the people that I pour into. Those are the ones that I want to make sure have the tools that they need so that when they go out to serve their clients, they don't have to worry, am I doing all of the things that I'm supposed to do? Do I have all of the compliance in place? Okay. So should you need assistance, you can contact me. Our website is roaconsulting.services. You can contact us at info@roaconsulting.services or 214-463-3124. Should you have any questions or concerns, reach out to us and feel free to hop in the DM as well, because I'm on Facebook a lot because I'm in different groups. I'm sharing information, all of those good things. Oh, and hey, all products are 50% off until the end of the year. I had a 72-hour sale, but I was sick and I didn't get a chance to promote it. But should you need any particular documentation for assisted living, and I will have HCS up by next week as well. HCS products up by next week. Go on there. They're 50% off. This is the time to do it because I'm going to take that 50% off on January 1st. I'm going to cut that thing off. All right. So y'all have a good day. I hope this was helpful to you all who are opening up facilities. And I'll see you soon. Okay.